agency's benefit to. Oh, thank you. All right. Well, welcome everyone this afternoon for meeting with us today. This is Logan Mason, ROSC Council. And for everyone's benefit, if we can do a quick round the Zoom and just share your name and your, let's see here, I don't know, something you're excited about for the new year. We'll do that. And if you'd like to share your agency and all that, we can go. And I'm going to put Randy on the spot, and Randy then can just, you call on the next person. How about that? It's like popcorn, right? Okay, go ahead.
All right, popcorn style. All right, so I'm Randy Wilson. I'm with the Regional Leadership Center project. So through that grant, I'm working in Logan, Mason, Menard, and soon to be Sangamon counties, working on needs assessments for those. So in the new year, I'm excited to branch out into my other counties, wrapping up Logan, Mason, Menard. I'll still be involved here, but moving on to Sangamon, which obviously has a lot of different recovery efforts happening there. So I'm excited to branch out into that area. So I'll popcorn over to Grace.
I had a feeling it would be next. Hi, I'm Grace. I'm a prevention specialist with Chestnut Health Systems. So Tyler and I, what we do is we work with Logan and Mason County, and we go into the schools and we teach prevention education. So I'm excited to go into Lincoln Junior High this coming next semester. So that'll be very exciting because we haven't taught there yet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Tyler, you can go.
Hi, everyone. My name's Tyler. I'm a prevention specialist, and Grace pretty much said everything we do there, but I'm also going to steal hers too. I'm really excited to go into schools, especially Lincoln Junior High School, and teach youth prevention education to sixth graders this coming new year. I'll go ahead and pass it over to Barb. Oh, I think you're muted, Barb.
Of course I am. I always do something like that. Anyway, so Barb Rumlevy, and work at Chestnut Health System as a community health specialist, working on the Livingston and Ford County ROSCs. And about the new year, well, I'm ready for 2022. A lot of good things happen in 2021, and then some other, kind of not so great things. So I am ready for a new year. Positive. And oh gosh, let's see. I guess I will go to Ethan Sizemore.
Hey, I'm Ethan Sizemore. I work for Oxford House Inc. And I'm looking forward to ironing out the details to go back to school this next year. I'm really messing up. Let me see. Kim?
Kim Turner with probation, and looking forward to hopefully some new ROSC events locally.
Nancy, you want to go?
Sometimes Zoom just doesn't want to unmute, so it must be my voice that it doesn't want to hear. I'm Nancy Phillips. I'm the coordinator of the Elder County Resource Center, and I kind of came in and was invited to sit in on this a little bit backwards a while back, but I provide services through a grant from Super statewide, looking at supporting family involvement and treatment services and treatment. I wrote back last class, and first started 4 years ago. I was one of the people that met up in Chicago area and did all these assessments, and I represent inside. And then I'm the same team of the ROSC groups, and then that in my geography system. But I also came on board as a ROSC coach this last year, so I have several different connections. But I just didn't want to be some of the families. I know you might be able to put my family side of it. And maybe it's kind of like listening and getting information that maybe that's something I right. So he learned and he lost screen, joined up a couple of ROSC groups and doing a series of webinars and the focus on family and community engagement. So there, thank you.
Yeah, I'm Randy Cross with the Center, currently on Hub Spoke, currently cover Mason, Logan, Menard, Sangamon, Christian, Morgan, and Ashland right now. So I'm set out 2022. I just have lost with the Morgan County legal, so Morgan law enforcement resource network somewhere, and so I'll read Morgan County those people in Morgan County. Which is so right now. I'm going to who's that? Cindy?
No.
I think 17 is easy one. I would really ask that. So yeah, we were really so you're going to bring this into the okay. So we were going to do so I started about her has an opportunity to interview herself. He's doing that, and so she's like new to our team, our team, like people are as well. So that's here. That's what we told her to yourself, and then sure. I remember legal Nathan and Sam and Jack and Abby, and then we got hi, I'm Rachel Pepper. I'm a medical specialist from the county. I think not business so I PSA here at the school season.
I'm a degree specialist for Logan County. I was working at food loss. That's what we're sharing. So we are. I'm sorry, I'm still. I'm glad to see everyone here.
Yeah, and then so
Oh, this I appreciate that we started in April and today we're submitted some all of that. And we just help me see what we're finishing here. So super excited about.
Okay, we switched there.
Hi, I'm Logan. I'm a waste recovery position here, and I'm very excited to work with all the Illinois. So pass it off.
Abby, do you want to go?
Yes, sorry, I'm just crazy. So I'm the manager for product for Logan County. I can't watch it.
Who else is next?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, I apologize.
I'm Shane Parching, I'm back to recovery. I'm just doing what I can. I'm excited about starting a recovery program at Chestnut.
Absolutely. Wait, what's my niece? Go ahead.
I'm Denise Backus, I'm here in Foundation. I started in the role in August, so it's going to be right around 5 years. So I'm actually looking forward to getting more involved in these shifts and groups.
Thanks for saying anything.
Yeah.
Thank you all for your technical issues as you were about this meeting. We're going to okay, Dr. Viewers, going to take a show.
Yeah, we got the shirts here. And thank you all for joining us. We're excited to have you. And excited as always to see some new features, which is really great study at this point in our process. We are looking forward to 2022. We've accomplished a lot in this past year, and we are, we're doing, let's get some things going. Yeah, okay, so the goal of today's meeting really is to review some of our goals for strategic plan 2022. We talked about these questions last month, so for those of you who work with us, many folks, as we've gone through this process, we've had our assessment, we've done community mapping, we've using this over and over again. So as we all know, in Rural County, the same leadership treatment exists pretty much across our area, and trying to find ways to overcome them and trying to be proactive and working towards, some real solutions is what we're here to do in the next year. And so we're gonna touch on this in a little bit, but your homework, as you may or may not remember, was to share something with you and just around and we'll content time. So everyone, let's do this. So you get to the overview, but every moment and share something that helps you stay grounded and relax during the holidays. And because we can do that as you're going into the busy level of the next few weeks, finding those ways to take care of ourselves during this period is so important. So we wanted to talk about that. We're gonna just take about this time. So we are here today to look at our SWOT analysis, which is a huge part of our strategic plan, and we strongly believe that it has to be collaborative. Very nature of the ROSC is community-based and people-centric. So what we're focused on here is trying to consider both our internal, like us within the ROSC, within the community, as well as some of the external factors that are pros and cons. So basically, a more complicated pros and cons list. And what we're hoping to accomplish here is for us to kind of bounce ideas off of each other and maybe reiterate some of the things that we have said before in a way that fits into this format. So today, if you've done these before, you'll click the hand raise with your Zoom button or your hands. Yeah, a few of us for sure have done these before. If not, congratulations. It's a really useful tool, and I hope that you find a way to use it not just here, but in your life as well. So does everyone on their computer have access to the annotate button? Do we know where that is in Zoom? Sort of. Okay. So if you would like to annotate, you're welcome to do so on this next slide. But I'm going to be able to, I'm going to get out of it, and I'm going to type as we go. So what we're looking at, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Where's, of course, my Zoom thing anyway. Jeanette, did you have anything to add while I'm looking at zooming this up?
So,
I was on mute. I'm sorry, Nadia. What?
No, Randy put in the chat, you were still looking how to annotate is under options. So options, there's a drop down, you can annotate if you're ready, right? But like, go ahead, sorry.
No, thank you for that. I was just going to say that I was new to doing this process myself, but I look forward to this being the beginning part of us together creating the strategic plan. So, yeah.
Okay, great. So please don't be shy. There's no wrong answers. And as we go, we'll keep in mind that this is also not a final draft. It's just incredibly important to us that our responses come from the community stakeholders, come from all of you. So we want absolutely for this process to feel collaborative. We're going to kind of go rapid fire, and we're going to go category by category. So we're going to start with strengths, which are the internal pros, like the things about the ROSC so far that you've seen that you think are good. This is a super simple version. Everybody take 30 seconds to think about it and jot something down. And then we're going to go just quickly and shout out what you come up with. So I'm going to get a little timer going. Ready? 30 seconds starts now.
Hey, Rachel, just like, no, if you hit the X on the format sheet, that might make your on the very far right.
Yeah, my Zoom screen is right there. Here we go.
You can get rid of that floating bar with the Zoom. They get the arrow and so the floating bar at like the top.
Let's see if it's under my other Zoom thing.
Not for like the Zoom one, not for like PowerPoint.
Gotcha. No. Do you want this just to be on the Logan? What I think you've seen in the ROSC. We're just going to go ahead and do that. So the Logan, we have strong awareness of resources. So we know there's a lot going on that need our help. So that is because we know that we're needed and that there's ways that we can contribute. So who else has a strength for us to add? Don't be shy.
We have a committed ROSC council operating right here.
Perfect. Good one, Jen. Who else?
I don't know how to word this right, but you guys have like an infectious passion for this. So, yeah.
I would say that carries over into, the council from the very beginning. Like if, you have that passion, and that's what I've been seeing. It's nice that people are joining and coming to the meetings, and they are interested in seeing the same thing, obviously, in their community. So yeah, that's an excellent one. And really, I think is one of the top reasons that I'm so optimistic and so excited about everything that's coming for next year, is that there's so much excitement within the community as well as within our council here. So good one. Who else?
I would say I think there's a lot of compassion and understanding wanting to create an inclusive environment so that people really feel cared for and loved in whatever they're going through in their process. So.
I love that. Yeah, that's excellent. We can fiddle with wording later. I'm just trying to jot down.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, who else? You can give more than one if you got more than one.
Yeah, there's a strong foundation in each of the counties. So in Logan County, Drug Court is very active, as well as the Community Health Collaborative. And then in Mason, we have CPAC and HAPT as our prevention coalitions. And in a lot of other counties I've worked in, there's nothing like that going on. So it's great to see all those people involved, and they come to every meeting, which is awesome.
I'm going to do et cetera, and I'm going to fill that in. Awesome. Who's next? I think
I would say also the collaborative as well. Guys, it's a lot of collaboration.
so, like the collaborative spirit. Is that what you're?
Yeah, I would say a collaborative spirit and just a willingness to really want to work together with one another.
Okay, great.
I want to say one of our strengths is that we do have a group of people with lived experience that are committed as well. That's not always easy. A lot of times those of us who would hope someday that we would have a voice, when that opportunity actually comes, we're not always prepared for it or feel as though we are up to the task. And so I'm grateful that we have folks who continually come back. I'm excited to see what that is going to, where that's going to take us in this year coming up.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's a really good one too. Does anyone else have any top strengths? Or you're also, at any point, you are welcome to pop something in the chat, or you can shoot us an email later if you think of something. So by no means is this a final chance.
I think oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Nadia.
One thing to add, I guess, kind of piggybacks to the strong awareness of the need for expanded recovery services, but there is already smooth movement towards expanded recovery services through different programming like family guidance and SIU and their MAR services, or looking for opportunities for different types of recovery support groups that are being offered in the counties as well. It's on the way.
Yeah, that's right, because there's some really exciting things coming. Several of you we've spoken to about some really exciting things right around the corner. So, okay, great. Let's switch gears a little bit and let's look at some of the ways that internally within the community, we have some challenges. So the weaknesses are those internal to the community kinds of things. The example that we have given is that there are not existing inpatient or sober living options within either of our counties. People have to leave the area for those treatments. So let's do the same thing. Let's take a couple seconds, brainstorm, write something down, jot something down that you think of as a weakness, and we'll reconvene. Ready, go.
Transportation, like buses.
Yeah. We hear that all the time.
Hey, Rachel, lack of MAR services.
Yeah.
However,
And wraparound services, I'm going to add to that. Because the MAR requires so much follow-up, and there are not physicians willing to do so in the area. What else?
I would say sometimes resistance within the community.
Yeah.
And understanding.
Stigma is one of our weaknesses still.
And you said lack of understanding.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to add stigma. Although actually that's more of a threat. That's more of an overarching, it exists for everyone. So I'm going to come back to stigma. What else within Logan and Mason? What are some additional weaknesses?
I'm going to say that although we find a strong and spirit to collaborate in this council, which I agree 100%, one of our weaknesses is our silos, that we are still there. We're still in a lot of ways learning how to communicate with each other and learn what the other is doing. So we're getting there, but I still think we got some work to do.
I would say limited resources overall in these two small rural counties.
Yeah, that's a key one. And that's, I think we hear that a lot too, because there's, the nature of the rural county is that the density isn't there to attract some of the more complete services, like the inpatient and like some adolescent services and things like that. So good one. Thanks, Kim.
Curious.
Sorry. I was going to mention that Ethan put a question in the chat. Are there detox services available at the hospital? No, there's not. Nope.
Yeah. I was just curious, by the resistance within the community, lack of understanding, is that something like also, because I know we have seen some in one of our counties, kind of like denial, like just not really, they're just not realizing.
Yeah, the blinders are on, no problem here.
So that's like the resistance kind of part. So yeah.
Yeah, I could add denial because I think that that's a really good word to use.
Or, the lack of education, right? The lack of understanding where the resistance can also come from. Just stop, just stop. Not having that understanding, which doesn't allow folks to have that compassion that's needed.
Right. Any other big categories of weaknesses? I know, go ahead.
When I think about like a weakness, I think like I used to have access through the health department for harm reduction things. Do you guys have that there? Is that available at the local health department, like a needle exchange type of program, or Narcan, or they do testing in it, I'm sure, but
In one county, but not the other.
oh
Yeah.
So
I would put that as a weakness, is not having access to.
I would even say in the county that does have, it's a limited access.
Yeah.
Good one. Thank you.
I can say though, and maybe we want to move on into strengths about the Narcan, bringing that up, but that is one thing that I know in Logan County, we have really tried to ensure that is available, and also in Mason as we continue.
Yeah, and something to work towards in the new year. I know that there's a few, I know Andrew has some things to say about it.
And Lynn, I think you had something you were going to say. I keep seeing you try to talk. Go ahead.
This kind of on transportation resources. We have sort of lack of access to support group meetings here. We have a very limited amount of meetings. And so if folks don't have transportation, it's difficult for them to get out of the community to get to meetings. So I would like to see that increased here.
Yeah, really good one.
I would even add to more representation from Mason County, from people with experience too, getting their voices heard.
I think also like safe spaces where people had expressed the last meeting, like sometimes it's just a boredom or a place where people can go and feel supported. And so I feel like there's just a lack of that as well.
Absolutely. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so let's expand this out to more of the macro and look at some opportunities. And the reason that I chose this sort of to start, it feels important to me to mention that there are so many outside organizations that are starting to look around and starting to look, within Logan and Mason. We're hearing, statewide and national organizations that are looking to expand and offer supports within our community. So that's where I wanted to start with an opportunity, because it really does, it has that outward reaching. And what we could also be talking about in here are some other bigger picture recovery opportunities. So things that are going on a bigger scale than just us, that we see as opportunities to piggyback or to collaborate. So take a couple seconds, let's think about what some of these opportunities are, and we'll go as soon as anyone's ready, start jumping out.
Rachel, I know there's that upcoming SIU, probably put that on there as well. They're going to be starting their MAR program there.
Awesome. Yeah, that's absolutely. Do you know when that's starting?
No, not yet. As soon as I know, I'm gonna let you guys know. I know.
I'm gonna put soon. Awesome. Thanks.
I just spoke with Dr. Dunkley about it, so she's not at liberty to disclose the launch of it right now. So
gotcha.
As soon as I do, I'll let you. You guys will be the first ones to know.
Perfect. Perfect. We love hearing that kind of thing.
I have heard that there is a push to develop another sort of celebrate recovery type meeting and/or something through one of the churches. I'm hearing about it. I don't know how close it is to fruition.
Okay, wonderful.
Church, Kim?
I believe Open Arms.
Okay. Thank you. That's great. Anybody else? Opportunities?
Yeah, I wanted to add the technical assistance from Faces and Voices of Recovery. The state of Illinois has paid Faces and Voices to be a consultant, if you will, to guide the state in all developing recovery community organizations and help you build some deeper infrastructure so that we can put these supports in place for people in recovery. So we provide technical assistance. We also have a bunch of free trainings, training free to y'all. I'll post the link in the chat so you can spread the word. So yeah, the free trainings and the technical assistance, please, any opportunities to help, we're here to help y'all.
And we look forward to hearing more about that in our January meeting when you guys are going to be our guest speakers. So we'll all have a little bit of access to those resources additionally.
I want to add to that just the fact that with those trainings that are available, I've already spoke with the Recovery and Action Subcommittee group about doing the training on messaging. So the opportunities about, those of us who are having those experiences and passing it on. So that to me is a wonderful opportunity.
Jeanette, I'm adding that to one of our strengths because we forgot to put it in there, and
Yeah.
it's absolutely a strength that we have our Recovery in Action Subcommittee going.
The opportunity could be Recovery Corps, or they are also a contractor that the state is providing to, or what am I? Yeah, they've contracted Recovery Corps to provide services to the state, and that is building that base of peer specialists as well. So it's really exciting.
Rachel and I were able to connect with Cheryl this week and had great conversation. Look forward to exploring more about ways to collaborate. Absolutely.
And a quick side note, Cheryl's from Emden.
Nice. She knows the land.
So Heartland's offering at peer specialist apprenticeship, and I did contact them because I was signing up. But part of it is this classroom. I asked well, can the classroom be here in town? They said it's not offered in town right now, but if there's an interest, if there are several people who are willing to do that, I definitely consider it. So I think maybe that should be a goal to try to figure out if anyone is doing that. It would make it a lot easier for people to do the classroom portion of it here in town.
That is so awesome. And you could keep us in that loop because we actually potentially have some monies that could help someone to cover that. So we would love to walk alongside that. And I agree. They're doing that. They put that package together, and I do believe that we can find some people here.
I'm gonna email you.
Okay. And I also understand with around that particular position or curriculum that may fit into the job readiness program I covered also that a bit.
And that may be something on the Recovery Corps side that they would be able to include in their program as well. Was what we were talking about.
Gather up who's wanting to do it and see if we can get a collaborative here.
Yeah, let's definitely collaborate on that. That's the word. Okay, other opportunities. All right, so here, these are our big overarching issues. So we're not going to stigma in here. That's what we're going to do now. So
I'm gonna say this, but it's because of serious, and it's not trying to be negative, but it's still, failure to deliver on objectives that we've identified, and or, sort of making promises and people are like, we get something, or what are we getting out of it? 'Cause there is that feel.
or see tangible results maybe
Yeah.
from recovery efforts. How's that? Yeah, I think that ties a little bit into people kind of being in their silos. Sometimes it's one of the things the ROSC is here to break down. Because if, group A is working on number one and group B is working on number one, but they're not talking to each other, all of that effort could be working together. All those funds could be working together, but instead they're kind of working separately and, by very nature, able to do less apart. So again, trying to get everyone on the same page at the same table is one of our primary goals and is one of our primary functions, I think, here with the ROSC. Good one. Thanks, Kim.
One thing I've thought is too important to miss in opportunities is Ethan joined us at Oxford House. I don't want to miss how big of an opportunity I believe that could be because we have no recovery housing here at all. So I just needed to add that.
Thanks, Jeanette. Good one.
There's a couple of good feedback in the chat as well. So let me go back up here.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for watching the chat. I can't type and watch the chat at the same time.
No, that's okay. So just as a heads up, Liam put links into Faces and Voices trainings. And
wonderful.
And that at Gateway in Jacksonville, they have inpatient sober living homes for men and women. So Jacksonville is not too far away. While we are working to fill the gap for Logan and Mason, that is an opportunity. Internet access, cell service in our service area. So the barrier to utilizing other digital resources or telehealth, and the transportation is available case by case. It's not a designated route.
I would say just with healthcare and just resources of there's a huge lack with mental health professionals and needing that. I think that's across the board. We're seeing it in the school, we're seeing it in workplaces. So I think that is really a challenge like that as well. Because of COVID, everything has created so much more need.
Yeah. I feel like that adds a layer that, COVID has presented all sorts of new challenges. Because in-person meetings don't happen when there are outbreaks or lockdowns and all sorts of, gaps in in-person services. Good one. What else? I'm going to add, not just I'm going to add youth programs, both in prevention as well as treatment.
A threat really is in the moments of the lack of willingness to collaborate. I think that that would be a threat.
Does that does that sort of tie into folks being in their silos, or do you mean like within the community back to like, no, we don't have a problem?
And yes, I mean, I'm
okay.
Kind of like, just even kind of like okay with being myself, but I'm just recognizing that not everyone is interested during lockdown. So to me, that could be a potential. Person I know, the fight or how he cannot face it times, not every feeling threatening. I lived the real thing that was experience somewhere.
Any other sport? Has anyone got anything else want to carry? No, talk a little bit about community.
Officials are they generally on board with coming about it or?
Still working. We're still working. I think for the most part, there is a church at the there for sure. Is a rich and person. We're looking into next year to address that.
Okay.
I'm going to put that in opportunities because I think there have been some conversations and there is a little bit of willingness to work towards things. So I'm going to come back to wording, but thank y'all for at least if nothing comes to you and they'll make you think, oh, you can do this, you Rachel, do it that way. We will look to add that we're going to be working on this process over the next several weeks. Preparation for getting HRT in. So this time I'm going to send this out in our summary email so you can copy it. Thank you all for my Zoom bars. Right here. All right, Jeanette, recovery in action.
Before I jump right in, I do just give a shout out to Lynn also real quick. Lynn met with myself, Randy, and Grace, and just was able to have that connection. And I just believe strongly that continues to strengthen us. And thank you for that. I look forward to doing that more with others that are with council. So thank you. But yes, the Recovery Action Subcommittee group has officially kicked off. It kicked off with 4 folks. And Sam, is Sam still on with us? Is one of those folks. Yeah. Hey, Sam. She is, and also one who is taking that opportunity with Recovery Corps. So super excited. She's very involved. So this is a group of good people with lived experience who we want to help to create the change that we want to see in our community. So I'm just looking this over. So some of the things that we talked about, one is just some events, some things that we want to be a part of, ways that we can educate the community, ways that we can serve our community. And one of the things that we did when we were together was to identify the values in which we want to operate from as the Recovery in Action group. And we landed on hope and service, that is our primary function, is to provide spaces and places that produce hope and to serve alongside with that. So that, that was awesome. We are talking about, and actually confirmed at least for one, is one of the ways that we can provide education is through film. And so we've partnered with the theater in Mason City that to show the first showing of the Anonymous people. So we want to be very intentional. I know we tried that a few years ago, and we're going to just take that attempt back and perhaps have some very intentional questions and have some space for dialogue afterwards. But trying to create a free opportunity for the community to come out and to educate and communicate.
We are offering a gift card raffle. We're going to do, every participant will be entered for a chance to win a gift card. We'll have some ROSC swag there as well too. So spread the word, movie night.
You gotta come for the swag for sure. We'll be talking about speaker jams, events. How to live in recovery is a lot of what we spoke about. Not how do we create opportunities to do that in a healthy way. Please look out for some flyers that we're going to send out digitally. I owe a big amount to Kim. I was supposed to get her flyers all week. I think that in paper, but that's not the excuse. I own it, but we will get those to you.
It's on our Facebook.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I didn't know. Do you want? I'll bring to hang on the board. Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure. But we did put it out on Facebook already, and I've been trying to push it with some other people.
Awesome, Kim. Thank you. So yeah, be looking for those. We plan to do the same at the Lincoln Theater on the following Sunday. That has not been written out in stone yet. But we're anticipating that, and we are anticipating to do that, or our goal is to quarterly. So every 3 months, we want to offer that free opportunity for learning in our community and to bring folks together. Also, we landed on a meeting time. So Recovery in Action group at this point, our set meeting will be on the first Wednesday of the month at 5 p.m. And Heartland Community College has opened their doors for us to be able to meet there ongoing. Just looking for a neutral place that we can come together and plan some amazing things. So awesome. Yeah, that's our Sam. Real quick, did I forget anything? Do you want to?
No, I think you summed it all up pretty good.
All right. So please pass the word. And like I said, thank you for putting it on the social medias. And anywhere that we're not thinking about putting it, please shoot us an email or text and let us know.
Awesome. So as we wrap up, we need to bid farewell to 2021, which is insane how that has happened already. So everybody here wants to wish you and yours a very wonderful holiday season and a happy new year, because we may or may not see you before. But our next meeting is going to be Thursday, January 20th at 2, also on Zoom. And next month, we are graciously being joined by some Voices of Recovery to sum up some of their services and trainings and all kinds of exciting things with us. So for homework, we would love all of you to do a little bit of digging and come with a question for them that we are going to, if you feel comfortable asking at the beginning of the meeting, a good question for Faces and Voices for what they're doing, or how their program is going to support what we're doing. However you want to word your questions, we look forward to them being there with us next week or next month, and are excited to learn more. So with that, I'm gonna say my happy holidays and pass it off to Jeanette and to Nadia. And thank you all so much for making our 2021 as impactful and as wonderful as it has been already.
I just to give gratitude and thanks for all of your commitment. Thank you for the new faces that are coming. And again, just thoroughly look forward to what it's exciting. It's an exciting time. I do believe that, and all the crazy that's going on. I think there's some great stuff happening in recovery, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it. I'm glad you guys are here, because if you aren't, we can't do this thing. So thank you. And happy holidays.
Hey, Kara,
take care, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Bye, y'all. Bye, everyone.